Now in this video we will cover the definition of organized crime, which is newly added under BNS. It is defined under section 111 BNS. And in this video I will cover how to remember the ingredients, how to remember the ingredients of this section, how to understand the concept of organized crime, because this definition of organized crime is taken from the Makoka. There is one act, Makoka, which defined this word organized crime, and it is taken from the same definition which was covered under Makoka. It is the same definition. But since Makoka is dependent upon some judgments which says that how to deal with the particular acts with regard to the preceding 10 years, the word preceding 10 years has to be seen in light of Mokoka and the judgment of Mokoka, because the charge sheet and the cognizance which is given under organized crime, definition of organized crime, which is to be seen in light of the judgments which have already been covered under Makoka. So in this video I will cover all about organized crime, how to remember the ingredients, and how to understand this 10 preceding years having a one more than one charge sheet plus cognizance, how to understand this concept. So kindly watch this video till end so that you can understand the ingredient of this organized crime. Firstly, if you want to define the word organized crime, then I am just giving you one example through which that example you can easily understand this organized crime. In this definition, I am taking example that there are two person A and B. A is a major person, like having a 60 years of age. B is a minor girl. B is a granddaughter of A, we can say, because it is necessary to have a certain example to understand this whole concept. A and B both went to this land. This is the land belongs to A. A owned that land. One day A planned that he must carry B with him so as to show her that this land is beautiful, and that is why they took one vehicle, one car, and went to this property. When they entered in this property, A was carrying one mobile phone in his hand, carrying one mobile phone in his hand. And in this mobile phone, there are certain types of facilities like Paytm or Google Pay is installed, and it is available in this phone. And that person, Mr. A, was also carrying a cash of 1,000 rupees in his hand. Now, whenever they entered the property, A and B is a minor girl, A is a major person. They came on a car. A is having a mobile phone in his hand, having a facility of Paytm and Google Pay. He is also carrying a cash of 1,000 rupees. He is also having a mobile phone in his hand. Now, four persons enter in that property. They all are contract killers. They all are contract killers. They entered the property of that Mr. A. Now, that four person who entered the property of A can commit many types of offense. Firstly, we can say that when they enter the property, they can stolen the vehicle, theft of vehicle. Secondly, they can commit robbery on A. They can commit extortion on A. These are the offenses. They can commit kidnapping of girl B. and they can also commit other offenses like land grabbing. They can force Mr. A and B and threw out from this land and took the possession forcefully. It may be considered as a land grabbing. And thereafter they can commit a economic offense like they may transfer the money from the mobile of A to their account. It is also a economic offense or cyber crime. These are the offenses they generally commit, that for contract killer who enter the property of A can commit these types of offenses. Now, these types of offenses are covered under organized crime. If you want to define the word organized crime, it says any continuing unlawful activity including kidnapping, robbery, cybercrime. Thereafter, also, if that four person took out that minor child by kidnapping, they can also trafficking that girl for prostitution. They can also trafficking for prostitution or ransom or trafficking of a person, trafficking of drugs. There are five type of trafficking that four contract killer can do. First is trafficking of a person, trafficking of a drug, trafficking of a weapon, trafficking of a illicit goods, or trafficking of a services. These are the trafficking they can generally do in this situation. And how they can do, it is also mentioned under organized crime. They are committing violence. Violence must be there, or they are giving a threat to violence, or they are intimidation by use of intimidation, by use of coercion, or by use of any unlawful means. They are doing these types of activities. I'm giving you the example so as to remember the ingredient of this section. If you consider this example, that A and B enter the property, and when they enter his property, four contact killer entered their property forcefully, and by doing so they can commit these types of offenses against A and B. Now, how they have commit? They have commit by using violence, threat to violence, intimidation, coercion by unlawful means. And how many persons are there? They are any person, any number of person, or group of person, or group of person acting in a concert. Acting in a concert. Even they can do this by singly or by jointly, because either as a member of a syndicate, or on behalf of syndicate. The word syndicate gives the impression that there is some kind of persons doing some kind of activities. Let's suppose in Delhi we have heard one gang that is called a mirror gang, or theft gang, or whatever the name they have been called by the police or called by the person of that particular area, that these types of activities are generally committed by that types of persons, and they just give them a name, that these types of due to these types of activities they are generally doing, and they were given a particular name, that they are theft gang, they are particular gang, or they may be called as a by name, that is called, they are considered as a syndicate. They are in a group. They are usually doing these types of activities in that particular area, and that is why we can generally say is it is a group of person acting in a concert. When these types of the activities are done by the person by using violence, threat of violence, intimidation, coercion, or by unlawful means, and these types of the offenses they are committed, then it may be considered as a organized crime. But the word continuing unlawful activity is mentioned. Unlawful activity is mentioned. So we have to understand what is meant by continuing unlawful activity. It says the continuing unlawful activity means the activity prohibited by law. The activity prohibited by law, which is cognizable offense, punishable imprisonment of 3 years or more. So there are certain activities that gang are committed which are prohibited by law, having a punishment of 3 years or more, covered under BNS, undertaken by a person either a singly or jointly as a member of organized crime. But whenever the single person is committing these types of activities, actually it only give impression that he is the person belongs to particular group, and he is just giving impression that they person committing these types of offenses as a agency. One person is representative of that gang. If he is a single, he is a representative of particular gang, and that is called that the person singly or jointly as a member of organized crime syndicate or on behalf of syndicate in respect of more than one charge sheet has been filed before a competent court within a preceding year of 10 years, and court has taken cognizance. It means there must be, for attracting 111 organized crime, there must be one at least more than one charge sheet. More than one charge sheet. It means at least two charge sheet must be there, plus cognizance taken by a competent court against that particular gang or that particular person who is called as a representative of that particular gang. Then only these charge sheets may be considered, and then the other act by which the person is committed by as a gang or a member of a gang, then 111 may be attracted against them. I am giving you one example. Let's suppose Mr. A, who is a member of a particular gang. Gang name is Z gang. Let's suppose there is a one gang called Z gang. A is a member of that gang. B is also a member of that gang. C is also a member of that gang. They are committing that particular offense in that particular area. Now, one of a person C was apprehended by the police officials, and they filed one FIR. Thereafter, charge sheet came and a cognizance taken. Charge sheet came plus cognizance taken, and that charge sheet has to be seen that that offense must be having a 3 year or more of punishment. And B also apprehended. In one case, it is a one act, it is a second act in which B and A both are apprehended. They have committed one offense in a particular area in which C was arrested. Charge sheet plus cognizance taken. And they have also committed one other offense in a particular area where A and B was apprehended. One charge sheet and cognizance was taken. Now, again the member of that gang, Mr. D, again committed one offense. One offense. And he is called as a representative of that Z gang. Now, D has committed offense. It may be any offense, even a theft, even any offense having a which may be considered as a 3-year or more than punishment, of which is covered under 1111, like kidnapping by violence, by any offense which is covered. Now, against D, 111 may be attracted. Why? Because the gang member, Mr. B, A and B, who is also representative of that gang, having a one charge sheet, C, also a representative of that gang, against whom there is a one charge sheet plus cognizance. That two charge sheet and cognizance may be taken consideration for attracting against D 111 organized crime, because D is also representative of that gang and he has committed one offense in particular area, and that time D was apprehended. C committed one offense, as a member of gang. A and B also committed one offense, and that is also representative of gang. D also committed one offense. Let's suppose C has committed offense in Mukherjee Nagar, being a member of that syndicate, and he is apprehended and charge sheet was filed, cognizance taken. A and B again committed offense under Rohini. Now charge sheet and cognizance has already been taken regarding that offense. Now D, being a member of that gang, also committed one offense under Saket, in the jurisdiction of Saket. Now D is apprehended, and now it is not only the offense which may be covered under his FIR 111 may also be covered because of these two charge sheets which are against C and A and B, because all are a member of that particular group, and that must be within 10 years. Like whenever D was arrested, the date of arrest or date of crime to be seen that on that day 10 years before, like past 10 years has to be seen in that past 10 years whether a two charge sheet has been filed against that gang. If yes, cognizance has been taken, yes, then organized crime may be attracted against D on that particular time. That is all about organized crime. So the word economic offense is also defined under this clause explanation third. It says economic offense means CBT, criminal breach of trust, forgery, counterfeiting of currency notes, bank notes, government stamps, hawala transaction, mass marketing, fraud, running any scheme to defraud several persons, or doing any act in any manner with the view to defraud any bank or financial institution or other institution or organization for obtaining monetary benefit. That is all covered under economic offense if you are committing any offense being a gang member, and thereafter you are again committing that offense, and when you committing a third time by that member of that gang, any member of that gang, then at a third time two previous charge sheets if filed against that gang and cognizance has taken against them, then in a third FIR the organized crime may be attracted against that member of that gang, because the member or being a member or being a gang, they have committed two other offenses, and thereupon the two charge sheets and two cognizance has already been taken by the court in a previous 10 years from the date of crime, the third crime you have committed. And there are many judgments on it. The word organized crime syndicate have already been defined under clause 1 in explanation, which says that means a group of two. It means at least a group of two members must be there of that gang, or more person who acting either singly or jointly as a syndicate or gang indulge in continuing unlawful activity. And that is why the word continuing unlawful activity is mentioned, that that group, that syndicate is active in that particular area or in that particular state, and they are usually doing these types of activities either by a single person of that gang or either jointly by that member of that gang. Then charge sheet of any person of that gang may be considered as a charge sheet against that gang, and that may be considered in a third time they have committed offense, then organized crime may be attracted against them. That is all about this organized crime syndicate or organized crime. There is one judgment on it which says, let's suppose Mr. A and Mr. B are the member of Z gang. There is a one gang active in a particular area, in a particular state. Let's suppose it is activated in Delhi. Z gang is activating in Delhi. A and B is the member of that gang. C is also become a member of that gang. D also becoming a member of that gang. That gang once committed one offense, and that offense is an economic offense, or that offense is a kidnapping. That offense is by any offense which is covered under 11111. Any offense they have committed by any member, either by C alone, either by D alone, or either B, C, D, either A, B, any member. But at that time he is a representative of that gang. Offense committed, charge sheet filed, plus cognizance taken. Okay, done. In Delhi, let's suppose they have committed offense in Delhi. Now Mr. A, representative of that gang, committed one offense in Punjab. Only Mr. A, but at that time he is a representative of a Z gang, committed one offense, and one charge sheet plus cognizance is taken by the court. Now again, being a member, at that time Mr. A and B both being a representative of that gang committed offense in Himachal. Now in that FIR, Himachal police want to put section organized crime against A and B because they have a charge sheet and cognizance of Punjab court. They have a charge sheet and cognizance of Delhi court. But since it is an offense in Himachal, then one judgment came into effect which says that in Himachal at least one charge sheet must needed. One needed. Since there is no charge sheet of Himachal police has not filed any charge sheet against that gang. It is a new offense committed by A and B being a member of that gang in Himachal. It is only first FIR in Himachal. So 111 organized crime cannot be attracted against A and B because of one judgment of Makoka, because we are dependent on Makoka judgments. Makoka judgment says the name of that judgment is State of NCT of Delhi versus Brijesh Singh alias Arun Kumar. It is a judgment of a 2017 Supreme Court, which this judgment says if you want to attract organized crime against that group in that particular state, there must be at least one charge sheet already be there in that state, and again one FIR is filed, want to file, and this charge sheet may be club with this charge sheet, Punjab court's charge sheet or Delhi court's charge sheet, and now they are considered as a two charge sheet. Now in a third time, if that group is committed offense in Himachal Pradesh, because they have one already charge sheet of Himachal Pradesh court, now again they have committed one offense, now FIR filed lodged against that gang. Now organized crime may be attracted in this FIR. That is all about organized crime. You have to understand the concept of organized crime by this way only. Otherwise, we cannot understand this concept without going through the judgments of Mokoka, because the organized crime is totally dependent upon definition of organized crime given under Mokoka Act. That is all about organized crime. Thank you so much.